Welcome to CML Infotech. Today we are talking about security from CCNA, access list. Access list. Access list or access control list, ACL, is used to filter the traffic. Filter, which means either permit or deny the traffic between any source to any destination. Which means, let's say you have a device connected between a network. As an example, let's say you have a switch with few devices connected to outside, and here you have a switch with device. We can say that, let's say I have two devices here. Example, from this system to this system, deny. From the same system to this system will permit. So any traffic which means maybe web, maybe voice, maybe data, or maybe classified into HTTP, FTP, Telnet, or videos, or audios, or MP3s, or any content. It can be anything. And from any source to any destination, either by individual source and destination, or from individual source to a group of destination, or to the entire destination. We can do filter in any such a manner. ഒരു ഫ്രമിൽ നിന്ന് ഒന്നിൽ കൂടുതലുള്ള ഡെസ്റ്റിനേഷനിൽ any traffic, either we can permit or we can deny. This is what we call it as access list. നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സർവീസസിനെ നമ്മുടെ റിക്വയർമെന്റ് അനുസരിച്ചിട്ട് അതിനെ പെർമിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡിനൈ ചെയ്യാം. That's what we call it as access list. So when we say an access list, we have three types which we can do. Either by layer 2, which means we can filter the traffic based on MAC address. From the specific MAC to the specific destination, we can filter it. Or from which IP to which IP we can filter, or from which protocol to which protocol, like TCP, HTTP, FTP. We can filter specific protocol based, or even we can do based on, go ahead. We're talking about access list to filter the traffic from any source to any destination. Filter means either to permit or deny. It can be anything. So to perform an access list, we can do by based on layer 2, which means MAC address. Any MAC to any MAC, we can do access list, or based on any IP address. From specific IP to a group of IP or to entire IP can be filtered, either permit or deny. Or based on port number or protocol, which means upper layer protocols like HTTP, FTP, DNS, DHCP can do based on this. Or even we have a choice to perform based on content. Content means like a string value, maybe YouTube, maybe Facebook, or within Facebook a specific content like chat, audio chat, video chat, kind of. This is, we call it as CBAC, content based access list. We'll discuss later, inshallah. So when I say an access list, while we perform an access list, we can go ahead with either standard access list or extended access list. by referring with the number. When you create an access list statement, you need to define a number. When you define a number in between 1 to 99, that will be referred as standard access list, or above until 199, start with 100, then it considered as an extended access list, and there are some difference. We'll discuss that too. Or even you can define an access list with the access list name, which is quite common nowadays. By looking into that name, that we can identify the purpose of that access list. So example, I'm giving an access list name, deny traffic HTTP. So by looking into the name that we know, this access list will be using to deny the HTTP traffic, or some kind of similar name that will help us to address the purpose of that access list. When we can discuss about standard access list. Before you perform any kind of an access list, you need to make sure that you have a reachability, because the access list is performing to deny your services. So before you deny your services, you have to make sure that your services are up and running. Your services are working first, then you can filter it. So first we can talk about standard access list. When you say standard access list, it can filter only your source address. That means it cannot filter your destination. So let's say when you do an access list filtering, so we can have an idea with this design. You have source, which is R1, and you have destination, which is R2. And within your source R1, you have two set of network. Let's say you have we call this as LAN 1, you have LAN 2, then you have LAN 3, then you have LAN 4. So you have a fourth set of LAN. So LAN 1 and LAN 2 belongs to R1, and LAN 3 and LAN 4 belongs to R2. So before you perform any access list, you need to make sure that you have a reachability between them. Like you can reach from 190 to 168.10.2 system to 20 dot network or 30 dot network or 40 dot network. You need to make sure that you have a reachability between any to any. Then we can consider what can perform from the access list concept. So the first task for us before we further talking about an access list, we can confirm that you have a reachability. You know routing, right? So here we have unknown network from R1 to R2 and vice versa. Like 10 and 20 is unknown to R2, and 30 and 40 unknown to R1. The first task for us to create a routing between these. R1 and R2 ലേക്കും തിരിച്ച് നമ്മൾ routing enable ചെയ്യണം. So R1 in the network 10 and 20, and R2 the network 30 and 40. So നിങ്ങളുടെ mouse PC1 ന്റെ നേരെ കൊണ്ട് വെക്കാം. So you have IP address. So let's first we can check the IP of 190 to 168.10.2. Let's say PC1. Click PC1. We are now into PC1. Desktop IP config. This is your system 10.2. The way we have IP address to all the systems. We'll go back to router R1. Router R1. We'll look into the configuration. Your password is CCNA. Show run. Here you have an enable password. The command to create enable password, CCNA. Enable password is to give an enable command to the switch to enter the password. You have a loopback. You have a serial interface. You have a fast Ethernet interface, which are from routing. Also, you have a RIP. and we enabled one is your loopback address, and you have 150 and 192.168.10. 150 from your serial interface, 192.168 your fast Ethernet 0. In an easy way, we can give a description to know about the purpose of this interface. Config T, interface F0/0. Description, LAN 1, F01, LAN 2. Then you have S00, description, WAN, show run. Here you can see that the F00 used for LAN 1, F01 LAN 2, S0 WAN. And you have 192.168.10 network, 20 network, and 150, which you already implemented under RIP. Same thing, we will look into R2 router. You have a 3 network. Enable CCNA, config T, interface F00, description, LAN 3, LAN 4 for F01, and the interface, let's say, do show run, interface F01, so interface SA01, description, WAN, config T, interface WAN, show run. Here also you have LAN 3, LAN 4, then the WAN interface. Here also you can figure routing. So to check the routing information, you need to give a show IP route, routing table command, and RIP. This is the routing protocol. Here you can see that you have a 3 network reachable from R2. Now you go back to, let's say, system. We'll try to ping from 10.2 to 30.2. Go to the system, command prompt, ipconfig. Your system IP is 10.2, ping 190.168, let's say 30.2. Yes, you are able to reach 30.3, second system within 30 network. Yes, you can. 40.2, your next network. Yes, you can. 40.3. Which means from 10.2 system, you can reach to everywhere. So the first task for us to address that you can reach from any network to any network. So we can consider from 10.2 to 30.2. Now, the question that you need to block the services from 10.2 to 30.2. So if you go to the design concept, the standard access list, if you apply, the standard access list can be filter only source address. When you do a test from any source to any destination, you must need to have your source details and your destination details. But when you do a standard access list, you can filter only source IP, which means, let's say in this design, your question that 10.2 system should not ping to 30.2. A simple question. PC1 should not ping to PC5, or 10.2 should not ping to 30.2. So currently can ping or cannot ping. We'll look into that. Enter to 10.2 system. So this is your 10.0 system. How do you know this is your 10.2 system? You can see IP. Now, can you ping to 30.2? Yes, you can. Now the question that you need to block 10.2 to 30.2. So let's say you have a system here. You have a system which is 10.2 connected to a switch, connected to a router, R1. R1 connected to R2. R2 connected to a switch. Switch connected to a system, which is 30.2. And this is your F00 interface, which is your LAN interface. And this is F00 of your R1. Now, you need to block the service from 10.2 to 30.2. You need to block. So what's your source IP? So when you ping from 10.2 to 30.2, your source IP is 10.2. Okay. And your destination IP is 30.2. Now you can, but you need to block it. When you're thinking to perform an access list, you have a two choice. Either you can accomplish this task by giving standard access list, or you can give extended access list. First, we learn about standard access list. Okay, STD, standard access list. If you perform standard access list to accomplish this task, according to an standard access list, the standard access list will address only your source address. Standard access list never think about destination IP. Okay, so let's say in access list there are two statements. One, create access list, the statement that you need to create. Here, the statement that you create should satisfy your statement, which any traffic which coming from 10.2 should block 30.2. And you have a system here which is 30.3. So if your traffic coming from 10.2 going towards to 30.3 should permit. Also, you have another switch, let's say F01, connected to another system which is 40.2. So the statement says that if your traffic coming from 10.2 to 40.2 should permit, only 10.2 to 30.2 denied by using standard access list. So either standard or extended, you have two statements. One, you need to create an access list, and second, you need to apply. You need to apply. Create and apply. While you create an access list, you need to satisfy the statement which matching the source and destination. But according to standard, you can do only creating an access list, which will address your source. So we can create an access list. Let's see. We are creating an access list. The standard access list says that define an access list statement by giving number. Either you can permit or deny. According to us, we need to deny. Then you need to give a source. So let's say here in R1, access list is the command. And the number in between 1 to 119, an example, I'm going to give a 10. Access list 10. The statement that says that deny. Then 10.2. 10.2 means, let's say what statement says that source IP or source network. So I need a specific IP, source IP. So let's say my source IP, access list 10 deny 192.168.10.2. If I have a single IP, then I can give a command called host 192.168.10.2. So this is my statement. Access list 10 says, according to the statement 10 says standard access list. What you need to do, deny. What needs to deny? 10.2 host, or 10.2 number. Now the second statement says that apply. Where do I need to apply? It's the question. If I apply under F00, let's say I'm going to apply under. So this is my statement 10.2 192.168.10.2. I created an access list under R1 and I'm going to apply under F00. What will happen? Let's say this access list which I created under R1, I'm applying to F00. F00. What will happen? When I ping from 10.2 to 30.2, my traffic will come to F00. And my traffic will contain source IP 10.2 and the destination IP 30.2. The moment it reached F00, it says that there is an access list. Go and check the database. Here while apply, I will apply by giving the access list number 10. Says that F00, F00 interface parayum access list 10 and the database undu, go and check. So when look into F0, based on F00, when it look into the access list statement or database says that deny if anything coming from 10.2 does not bother about where it has to go, because standard cannot filter anything about destination. Says that check your sources 10.2. Yes, my traffic coming from 10.2. then deny. So when the traffic goes to 30.2 from F00, because of having an access list, says that if your packet coming from 10.2, deny. So my traffic will be denied. It will not go further. If I am pinging from, or if I send my traffic from 10.2 to 40.2, what will happen? My traffic coming from 10.2 reach to F00, and F00 says that again there is an access list, go and check. It will look into the access list statement, says that if your incoming packet is matching with your source IP 10.2, block it. See, this is my traffic. It is going to 40.2, not to 30.2. And according to us, if the packet going to 40.2 must be allowed. But because of standard access list and it check only the source details, it says that of course it is going to 40.2, but according to a statement, if it's coming from 10.2, block it. So my incoming traffic towards to the 40.2, whether it is permit or deny, it's a question for you. Answer it, whether it is permit or deny. Are you there? 10.2 നിന്ന് 40.2ലേക്ക് ഒരു ട്രാഫിക് പോകുന്നു. R1 എത്തിയിട്ട് R1 F0/0 നിന്ന് പറയുന്നു ആക്സസ് ലിസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. ആക്സസ് ലിസ്റ്റ് പറയുന്നു നിങ്ങളുടെ സോഴ്സ് 10.2 ആണെങ്കിൽ ബ്ലോക്ക് ചെയ്തേക്കാം. ഞാൻ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് 40.2ലേക്കാണ്. എനിക്ക് 30.2ലേക്കാണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രം ബ്ലോക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. എൻ്റെ ട്രാഫിക് പോകുന്നത് 40.2ലേക്കാണ് ഫ്രം 10.2. R1 F0/0 എത്തുമ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ ട്രാഫിക് ബ്ലോക്ക് ചെയ്യോ പെർമിറ്റ് ചെയ്യോ?
It should permit, right?
Why?
Because we made a code only for 32, right? We made a block 30.2.
Okay. Who else we have? Mani, what's your concern? Is it Mani answered or Raj? Raj answered. Mani, what's your concern? If you didn't clear the question, I'll repeat.
Yeah, can you repeat once again?
Yeah. So my communication from 10.2 to 40.2, is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. I am saying that my requirement, any traffic coming from 10.2 to 30.2 needs to block. Else it goes to 30.3, 40.2, wherever it is, it needs to permit. Only 30.2 needs to be denied. This is my question. This is my requirement. Okay. I'm going to write an access list under R1. I can apply, or I can create an access list under R1 or under R2. We can try by under R1 and we'll see what happens. Wherever you create an access list, there you have to apply. If you create an access list under R1, you have to apply under R1. Now, I'm going to create an access list under R1. Therefore, I need to apply under R1 only. While I'll create an access list, I have a choice. I can create standard or I can create extended. I'm creating a standard access list under R1. So what does it mean by standard access list? It can filter only source info. It never filter destination. Of course, in my statement, I have to have source and I have to have destination in my packet while it travels. But when the access list come to the picture, standard access list will filter only source. And I'm writing an access list says that my question to deny 10.2 to 30.2. But according to my standard access list, I can apply the statement only about source. I cannot create anything about destination because of standard access list. The way I'm creating an access list 10. Why 10? Because standard number from 10 to 99, and I choose 10. And I'm saying that deny 192.168.10.2. Because of single digit, I can give a number, I can give like host. So the statement is clear. The host 10.2 is the statement for standard access list. I have a plan to mention 32 also, but because of standard, I cannot. It's a limitation from the standard. Therefore, I created statement 190.168.10.2 need to be denied when traffic goes via R1.
Then it will deny.
Then it will deny. Yes.
Yes.
Money clear? I'll explain why
Yes, clear.
it will be denied. I'm sending traffic from 10.2 to 40.2. It comes to R1. That's the first. While it reaches to R1, this interface says that there is an access list applied in F00 with the statement 10. Go and check it. The statement says that any traffic, irrespective of where it is going, any traffic coming from 10.2 needs to be denied. So it never think about whether it goes to 42 or 32 or any other number. If it match with the 10.2, it will deny. Therefore, if it's coming from or it's going to 40.2, will be denied. It goes to 50.2, will be denied. Clear? Okay. What if I apply into F00? Sorry, this is my WAN interface. Let's say this is my S00. What if I apply my standard access list under S00 instead F00? Same result, because it's applied on the same router. Because my destination far away from here. So where I need to apply exactly? I need to apply this statement exactly on this interface. Are you clear? Why this interface? I'll explain.
Okay. Yes. Now I got it. Okay.
Okay, so let's say my packet going from 10.2 to 30.2. It comes to R1 first. There is no access list. So the R1 will accept, will check the packet, will compare with the routing table. The destination is 30.2. The R1 says that forward to R2. So it reached via this interface. Once received by R2, R2 again will look into the routing table with compare the destination 30.2. So R2 came to know that the 30.2 will be under F00. So the 30.2 traffic will forward it to F00. Then the F00 says that look into the access list. Then specific into 30.2 will be denied, the remaining will permit. If I send to 40.2, what will happen? Come to R1, R1 will forward to R2, R2 will look into the routing table. Routing table says that 40.2 forwarded to F01. Will come to F01. There is no access list, will forward into F02. Sorry, 40.2. So standard access list always recommended to apply as shortest to your destination. So here in this design, if you say that 10.2 need to deny to 30.2 or 30.network, apply as shortest to your 30.2, which means F00. If my question 30.2 needs to deny a traffic towards to the 40, apply on F01. Do not apply else anywhere. That is the best practice. If your question is written traffic. Like example, your 40.3 need to deny traffic towards to 20.2, apply to here 20.1, shortest to your destination. Okay, so this is the concern about access list. Fine. There are few labs, there are few theory, so we can mix up and we can do scenarios. So hope you understand this concept. We will look into furthermore on more over here. Here, instead of, if you have a multiple host as a source, then you need to refer with the wildcard mask. So what is wildcard mask? The wildcard mask is to identify the exact number, which means if you look into this here, to identify the wildcard mask, the best practice is that minus your subnet mask from your broadcast address will get it you a wildcard, which means, so let's say you have to, so this is your router, you have a switch, you have a system, which is 192.168.30.2. Oh, sorry, 192.168.10.2. You are writing an access list statement towards to your 30.2 destination, which we discussed just now. When you're writing an access list statement, you need to define wildcard mask to fulfill your statement. Your question, you need to deny 10.2 traffic, which is /24. Let's say 192.168.10.2. So what could be the wildcard mask of 10.2? 192.168.10.2. The easy way you to address this, you need to know what is the subnet mask of 192.168.10.2/24. When you say /24 means your 24 bit is on and the remaining 8 bit is off, which means (255, 255, 255, 0). This is because of /24. You need to minus with your broadcast address. What's your broadcast address? 255.255.255.255. Minus with the 255.2550. So what is the result? 255 minus 255, 0. Dot 0 dot 0 dot 255 minus 0 means 255. So this is the wildcard mask of /24. Any value, if it's /24, this is your wildcard. Okay. If you have a single number, one IP, then the one IP must be /32, single digit. Then 255, 255, 255, 255, which means /32, the entire bit. Then what could be your output? 0. So when you write any access list statement with a single digit, it could be any IP address, but if it is a single value, then your wildcard must be 0. You just think like this, and there is a reason which will be explained in detail later after one lab. Or you can simply write host if you have a single digit, or you can refer as 0000. Okay, so we'll go back. So this is what we referred here. 16 means 255, 255, which is less with the sub broadcast address and then the 00255, 255. Okay, so the same design we will discussed. We will address with one scenario. If you do one single lab, then you will be easily clear about it. So hope you understood the basic theory about access list. We'll continue with the part 2. Thank you. Have a good time with us from CML Infotech.